let's set the scene, Alison. Pretend we're both on holiday together.
Yes.
We're relaxing on a beach.
Oh.
Cocktail, little sundowner in hand.
We could have had the cocktail.
I know. Waves slowly lapping the shore around your little tootsies. And then, as many of us have said, let's just live it.
Yes. Do you actually say that sometimes? I do. Every single country I go to.
Can't we just live here?
I always go, I could live it.
Yes.
I could live it. Well, it might feel like a dream, but that's exactly what our next guests have actually done. We're about to meet some of our Brits who have packed up their life here in the UK and gone and started to live abroad.
Yeah. We're starting with a trip to France. We can speak to Jeannie and Stephen Cronk. Jeannie and Stephen, it's so nice to see you.
Oh.
You have been living the dream. You swapped the city life for a vineyard in Provence, which is a huge thing to do. So difficult. I mean, you know, you're in the centre of the lovely rosé wine area down there. So, I mean, that's a huge risk. So what made you do it?
Well, we've been talking about it for a long time. I have been in the wine trade earlier in my career. So in my 20s, I was driving delivery vans around London and really enjoyed the wine business. But I got out of it for 15 years and really, really missed it. And then married a German who wasn't so wedded to the British weather and managed to persuade her at the time that we should sort of basically try and pay off the mortgage and go buy a vineyard. And you know, here we are nearly 14 years later, living in Provence and making Mirabeau.
I mean, that is... we've had... I love your wine. We've had your wine on the show before.
It's lovely wine.
Beautiful wine. So, I mean, but how difficult is it to do? I mean, I guess it's one thing to say I'm going to go and do it. And I know you had like an aim that you did it by a certain year, and then that year went by, and you went, well, hang on a minute, I've got, you know, if I'm going to do this, I've just got to do it now, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely a fair amount of procrastination going on, right? So
yeah.
I think people have these dreams, and then, you know, life sort of inevitably gets in the way. So yeah, we were lucky because we had a friend who actually reminded us of all our key dates that we had put on a blackboard, and we saw that we were sort of still talking about it, not doing it, and so that sort of, you know, gave us some food for thought, and then at some point we just took the plunge.
So obviously, you guys have started a business, but if people are watching this and thinking, do you know what, I do want to do this, and I've got the facility to do this, but I keep putting it off, what one piece of advice would you give them?
Well, I would say socialise the idea with people you trust, because it's one thing having the idea in your head, but it's the other thing to actually do it. You know, there's never the right time to do it. There's always a reason to wait another year, or you know, for you know, to save up a bit more money. But if you socialise the idea and talk about it with your friends, they'll remind you that you're not meant to be here anymore. You're meant to have sold your house and living in Provence, and that's what happened to us. And it was actually quite embarrassing. We didn't want to be those people that just talked about it. We wanted to actually do it, and that was really the motivation to, you know, press the button and go. So I was actually offered a promotion at my job, and I decided, okay, this is the time to decline it.
Wow,
that's amazing,
isn't it?
You never get a chance like this again. Are you sure? Yeah, okay, we're going to do it. And yeah, we did it. We put our house on the market, and you know, a few months later, we were put everything into the back of a truck and headed south to Provence.
And now that you're actually living your life out there, would you ever go back to the UK? Would you ever come back here?
Well, listen, at the moment we have no such plans. I mean, we just love living here. So it's you know, and France has been really good to us. So right now, I mean, we spend a fair amount of time in the UK because you know, a lot of our business happens there. So we get the chance to sort of be in both locations, and it's really great. So for the moment, we're very much here in Provence, where our dream to come was, basically.
You're living your dream.
Absolutely, and you know what? You guys are a proper inspiration to just actually put it in the back of a van and get over there and start a business. So well done. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, thank you for joining us
Lovely
as well.
chatting to you.
Thank you.
Where are we going now?
We're going to go to
Portugal.
Portugal.
Portugal, where Mac McKinley has been... how long have you been there, Mac?
Hi there. 5.5 years.
Oh, great stuff, Mac. And so you made the spontaneous decision to move. So what was it that prompted that?
It was the lack of decent weather in the UK, the fact that all I did was work, work, work. And when I took up paramotoring, again, the weather in the UK really held that back. Here in Portugal, I fly just about every day.
So paramotoring is actually your business. What does it entail? Because I've never seen this before. What is it?
Okay. Basically, you strap a 2-stroke engine on your back.
Yeah.
You have a fabric wing above you, and you go fly up into the air 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 feet.
As you do, as you do. So you're just literally sitting down, you've got the engine on your back, and you go and fly.
Yep. Or in my case, I'm actually in a trike. But yeah, you're in the open air and you're flying up, and it's the equivalent to being a bird.
How amazing!
So Matt, how did you decide what area to base yourself in? And I guess you never know whether the business is going to be a success. But so did you have to market locally, or do you think were people sort of like really looking forward to it?
Yeah.
No, we decided that we didn't want to go to seaside resort areas. We wanted to be part of community in the central part in the country in Portugal. Mm. So when it comes to the marketing, because Portugal is such a beautiful country to fly, people from Germany, England, America, we've had quite a few Americans come over, spend a week and 2 weeks here, and I take them on a guided paramotor holiday all over Portugal.
Oh, my God, that's amazing.
Just out of interest, how much does that actually cost, something like that?
Right, for 1 week,
yeah,
for one pilot, 1,100 euros.
OK, that's not too bad, is
it? And what would that entail, Mac?
Right, that means that they get the use of my equipment and I transport them around everywhere. And that's basically it. I mean, they're here on holiday.
That's pretty good for your own, essentially your own little sort of private alfresco jet, isn't it?
Yeah, and you don't have to buy the equipment. And can I just ask you, Mac, how long did it take you to actually settle? Did you speak Portuguese? I guess that's
no, never spoke a word of Portuguese in my life. Arrived here in central Portugal. Nobody speaks English, so we had no choice but to learn it about as quick as we can. And to be honest with you, it's a very, very difficult language to learn, but I do speak my version of Portuguese, and whilst it's entertaining to the locals, they do understand the message I'm trying to get across.
Yeah, I'm sure they appreciate it as well. Well done. Good for you, Mac. Lovely talking to you, mate.
Lovely talking to you, Mac.
You're welcome.
Bye, Mac. Take care.
I'm loving this. This is fantastic.
Where are we headed now?
Now, finally, we're going to go to a guest live in Ibiza. I've been out there, actually. I've been to this place. It's actually Ocean... I think it's Ocean Beach. I think it's Wayne Lineker. There he is. You all right, Wayne? How you doing?
Hi, guys. How you doing?
So tell us, you actually went to Spain in the 80s, didn't you?
19...
Oh. Is he still there?
1987.
1987, and that's a big deal back then, wasn't it? Was it easy to set up business? Oh, he's going again.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was a lot easier than it is now. That's for sure. There's a lot less paperwork involved, and obviously because of Brexit now, it's made it a lot more difficult. But yeah, I mean, it's a process that's worth doing for sure. If that's what you want to do.
And Lineker's Bars was set up. I mean, it's an industry that you chose. Was it a difficult industry or quite easy at the time?
It was a natural transition for me. I used to work on the markets, on the fruit and veg market stalls, and I just enjoyed working with the public. And the ideal move for me was at the time my children's parents lived in, grandparents lived in Tenerife, and I loved the island, and I decided that that's what I wanted to do, set up a bar, call it Lineker's.
You're constantly partying all the time, Wayne. I mean, I don't know how you keep up. When do you get your sleep?
I don't know. The doctors call me a medical marvel. I don't know how I'm still alive. But yeah, obviously we have downtime in the winter. Summer's a little bit crazy. So yeah, there's not too much sleep going this time of year, I'm afraid.
And Wayne, like you touched upon earlier, if someone just, I don't know, they own their own bar and they're thinking, I'd love to do this abroad, is it a lot harder now? Like, is it something you'd advise now, or do you think that it's almost like it's almost too late for people to do it in certain areas of Europe?
No, it's definitely not too late to get involved. Obviously, it's been a big journey for me. But if I was to say, would I be able to set up and continue to have the success that I'm doing now? If I'm starting fresh now, then I'd say it'd be a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
Especially because of Brexit. I mean, Brexit's become a nightmare for us. We can't employ English people anymore, and that sort of stuff. But hopefully there'll be a way around that soon. But Brexit's caused lots of problems for all types of paperwork and so on.
Yeah.
And is there anything at all that you miss from the UK, or would you have any plans to come back home?
Just Greg's sausage rolls, really.
Standard.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's about it. But no, not really. I mean, I love my life abroad, and all my family are here now. They're all settled here, and all my grandchildren are here, and so yeah. This is.
I don't blame you. You've got that beautiful tan as well. You look absolutely gorgeous. We'll go out there soon, won't we?
We'll have a little
Can we come out soon?
Thank you, Wayne.
Absolutely. Come on my table for the day.
Yeah, I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it, Wayne. Thank you for joining us,
Cheers,
darling.
Wayne. Bye.
It looks like it's the right thing to do. Everyone was very positive about that,
Weren't they?
Very positive indeed. Where would you go, Dermot?
I'd go to Birmingham. To Noel.
You'd
Pitch up
emigrate.
there. Can I make a real life for myself here? Could I?
Oh, I love
I know
you.
someone here. Who could it be? Knock on your door.
Oh, well,
A
listen.
little knapsack on my back, like Dick
The
Whittington.
holiday's over.
Oh.
That's it. That was nice, wasn't it?